All right, so welcome back. For today's trade recap. Today is Wednesday, 7, January 7th, and I ended up taking two trade, one win and one loss. The loss was on gold, and the win was on Nasdaq future. So here is the loss on gold, right? Entered here, press the post loss in reverse, and here is the win on NQ. We end up catching this move today. A good, beautiful move. So now let's break it down. So I made like 740 around there on this trade, and I lost like 467 or 66 on gold future. All right, let me break down. So today, let's break down the loss first. So going into market open today. Initially, I was going to look to sell because price is bearish, right? So when market open, let me just turn on my indicators session. So when market open, price was creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price was bearish. So initially, and based on the way I trade, I followed the 1 hour time frame. So I was gonna supposed to look for sales because the 1 hour is bearish. But I decided to trade a little bit differently today or change my buys because today price on the 1 hour was not looking clean and was not telling me that it was gonna keep being bearish. Why did I say that? But when I went to frame, I saw that price was creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Instead of price to keep creating a new lower low, we end up rejecting multiple times and closing above this level, showing us that the buyers are still in control and the price is not looking to go any lower than this. So we end up rejecting to make a new low and price reversed. So after seeing the rejection, I knew that this price action, even though it's bearish on 1 hour, it's not gonna keep going down. So I had to go make sure exactly if I was right. So I went on the 4 hour time frame to look for more information. And on the 4 hour time frame, I saw that we had a higher low, a higher high. So price is bullish. We never broke this low. So after seeing that the higher time frame, like 4 hour and daily were bullish, even though 1 hour was still bearish, based on the sign that I saw in the 1 hour, I decided to look for buys instead. And that's what I did. So I dropped on the 15 minute and 30 minute. And on 15 minute, I saw squaring low, 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 high, and end up breaking this low. So now price is indicating that it's about to go back up and bullish. And I was pretty confident taking those buy, right? So after that, I went to the 5 minutes. Here on the 5 minute, I saw price created a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, but failed to make a new lower low and had a rejection at this level. And also had my fib drawn. I had my Fibonacci level around something like this. I had it drawn like this, something like that, something like that. And price was literally rejecting this 0.5. Price was rejecting, initially was rejecting this 38.2. And I ended up entering, especially after that fair value gap that this candle. But the FJ ended up disrespected in price reversed on me, which is cool. And later on, it went back up to my position, even though it never hit TP. The draw liquidated by draw over here. We saw that price actually end up reversing and end up playing around. And I was pretty confident that price gonna go and hit that level because the high time frame is bullish. So that's how I lost this trade. So I'm super happy I took this trade because even though it was a loss, I learned a lot from this setup. It helped me in future avoid some losses and win more. I decided to trust the higher time frame above the 1 hour, even though that's what I usually trade. So I end up closing that position. All right. So I decided to enter around here. As the price retested, rejected it, and retesting this AVG right here. I decided to enter. We went in profit a little bit, and price reversed stop us out, and later on went back up in profit, and I just stopped playing around. But I'm happy I took this trade. It was a very good learning experience. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, that's the breakdown of this trade. That's the major reason why I decided to take a trade against the 1 hour time frame, because it was literally telling me you don't want to go down, right? If price is able to pull back that much, that means a lot. All right, now let's break down the second trade. So here is the trade. Let me know this thing. Session off. I don't want to turn it on. What was this one? So here is the second trade that I took, which made me 700 and something, which ended up helping me make back that loss that I took today. So going into New York session on this pair, we can clearly see price is bullish. I know, high. So I'm not going on the day I was gonna look to buy. Let me use this one because this is more cleaner. So I knew going into the day I was gonna look to buy because price is bullish. So I was pretty confident. I was also confident also because I drew my drawing liquidity. I had like this one to target. We had a drawing liquidity here, even though there's another one here. The closest one was here, and I was really excited because that's a high. That's a better probability than high chance that price gonna go up. So as I seen the 1 hour bullish, I dropped on 30 minute. On the 30 minute, price was also getting bullish structure. We had 930 candle end up closing above these highs, right? And price was bullish. 15 minute also was bullish. We even had a break and retest above this zone. So we had a break and retest above this zone, which is a good sign. The price was holding and rejecting on 15 minute. So like yesterday, okay, this trade was different because we put and retested again. But after here, we saw price go to the lower, high, low, right? We had a high, low, okay, high, high. So I was just waiting. We had a high, low, the high, high. So just waiting for price to come back in here. We test it and I'll enter. And that's what I did. If price is able to make that second pullback, price is most likely to hit that draw liquidity too. Which happened here. So I draw my EVG on 5 minute around this box. The price ended up tapping in and I entered when price was moving back up, targeting this first strong liquidity and placing my stop loss below here. So this trade would have probably hit SL because, but it didn't because I never placed my stop loss because I entered the trade and once I entered the trade on my profile, I can't place stop loss no more. So I guess this was a pretty close, I would say. But we end up winning because after I entered, price pushed nicely and reverse. Later on, then end up pushing to ATP. Very good trade because I was looking to target around here. That's a good. That was a very clean and simple trade. 1 hour bullish, 30 minute bullish, 15 minute bullish breaking retest rejection, 5 minute for my structure, draw my fade, wait for the everything to be tapped in, and target the next level short look or draw liquidity or the fag level. But it's even better when the draw liquidity and the fag level are the same thing, which this trade was. My draw liquidity and my fag was around the same level. High probability. Price tapping in my 5 minute FVG here. And we also had the second pull back in 15. 0.5 and 0.618 retest and rejection. Holding it and pressing the TP. Beautiful time. Simple but beautiful. Anyway, that's the reason why I took those setups today. I learned a lot from this setup. Alright guys, peace out.